She hands it off to Jackson. Jackson uses the screen, lost the handle, bounce pass to Plum. Plum loses it, regains it, throws it up for grabs. Grabbed by Boston out of the sky, and we're going to have a foul here. No, a timeout taken by Indiana.
What I love the most about the squad is that, just like O said, like we instill confidence, the coach instill confidence that any shot you take, shoot with confidence because we trust you and trust that you're going to make it. And I feel like that's just really helped us down the line because no matter who comes in, no matter who steps up, we're all just really happy for each other.
Aaliyah Boston's post-game comments had every Fever fan buzzing, and she backed them up with her play. In a season where Indiana has battled through injuries, Boston delivered 22 points, 11 rebounds, and a career-high 6 steals, sealing it with a defensive stop that closed out LA. Her words weren't just talk. They reflected exactly how she carried her team to one of their biggest wins of the year. This wasn't just another regular season victory. It was a statement. Despite momentum swings and a battered roster, Boston's performance lit the spark Indiana needed to finish strong. The Fever proved they could still rise when it mattered most, and that shift could change the entire direction of their season. Fired up? Drop "Big Fever win" in the comments. Let's go. How do you win when nearly half your roster is stuck in street clothes? That was the challenge Indiana faced walking into Los Angeles. Caitlin Clark sidelined, Sophie Cunningham out, Sydney Colson and Ari McDonald unavailable. 4 guards for playmakers, 4 key voices missing. For most teams, that's a death sentence in a playoff weight matchup. But the Fever didn't have the luxury of folding. With no safety net, no deep bench to lean on, they relied purely on toughness, resilience, and unshakable belief in the players still standing.
About the resilient, nature of our team, I think one other thing that sometimes goes missed is just the character of these women, right? Especially this group that's been here, that's gone through all of this, and then the ones that we've brought in with O and Shay and AP. I mean, these are women who care about winning. These are women who care about one another. These are women who sacrifice every single.
This wasn't just about the injury report. It wasn't some throwaway regular season game in August either. The Sparks weren't just another opponent. They had Indiana's number all year. 3 meetings, 3 losses, each more frustrating than the last. And the standings only added pressure. The Fever were clinging to 6th place, holding a fragile playoff spot, while Los Angeles loomed just 2 games back in 9th. One slip, and that gap could disappear overnight. With Indiana dropping 4 of their last 5, doubt was everywhere. Whispers turned into questions. Was this team unraveling at the worst possible moment, right when the postseason was slipping into view?
Steph mentioned, whenever she sees you with the 2 black eyes, she smiles in a way because it just exemplifies your toughness. Do you feel tough in these kinds of situations with these 2 black eyes?
I mean, that's what people keep telling me. Every time she sees me, she smiles and then she says, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, you don't need to be sorry. This is what it is. And when I'm playing, I forget about it, and then I go and look at the mirror. I'm like, oh shit, they're still there. So yeah, I don't really think too much about it because I don't necessarily feel them all the time.
Yeah. And you're still able to see completely fine?
Yep.
Right.
Nothing's changed.
Right.
Picture the challenge. A team that looked fragile from the outside, with only 5 games left and patchwork lineups holding it together. Rhythm wasn't the goal anymore. Survival was. Every possession mattered. And that urgency became their blueprint. Anyone who stepped on the floor had to give more than their usual role. And every player had to shoulder responsibility that went far beyond what the stat sheet would ever show.
Originally, I was like, I just need to get the swelling to go down in my forehead. So I put a patch, slept with it. The next day, woke up and I was like, okay, the bump is almost gone, but now I have 2 black eyes. So that was tragic. But I mean, it's at this point, unfortunately, won't be able to hide it. People know, so just rolling with it.
Were you able to hide it for the photo shoots?
Makeup artist did a really, really, really good job. And people that hadn't met me before were like, oh, I can't even tell. I'm like, okay, that's good. We'll take it. But I'm hoping they'll do some editing in the post.
Then came Lexie Hull. She wasn't just out there playing, she was battling. Both eyes bruised from a collision with Gabby Williams in the previous game. She took the floor with 2 black eyes and 0 hesitation. Hull still chased loose balls, fought through screens, and hounded defenders like nothing could slow her down. She embodied exactly what Indiana needed: toughness in the face of pain. Her presence alone sent the message: if she could fight through, so could everyone else.
I imagine on Tuesday you got checked for concussion, facial fracture. Just how much of a sigh of relief was it that you didn't have concussion or any kind of fracture?
Yeah, honestly, when it happened, I was like relieved because I could feel myself like I was good to go. Like I felt completely with it. They did all the tests they needed to do and put ice on it right away, try to keep the swelling down. But I felt good knowing that like obviously it could have been a lot worse. And I'm grateful for the people online wanting to check on me and make sure that I'm okay. But I am okay. I've been fully checked out.
That's what made this game feel different. It wasn't about style or flashy plays. It was about urgency in every stop, rebound, and bucket. One strong run from Aaliyah could have ended it fast. But Indiana never broke. They met the Sparks' intensity head-on, pushing back possession after possession against a team desperate to close the playoff gap.
I like that we dug in. It wasn't ideal in terms of how the game was. It was ugly. We had moments where we were better than others. But we dug in. I mean, when you think about key defensive stops, key offensive rebounds, like AB's key offensive rebound there at the end, making plays, deflections that led to steals or deflections that led to bobbled passes.
By refusing to fold under pressure, Indiana created space for an unlikely hero to emerge. The resilience of that short-handed roster opened the door for a veteran who had been quietly waiting for her chance to shine. What if the player no one expected became the closer everyone needed? That's exactly what unfolded when Odyssey Sims took the floor in Los Angeles, on a night built around survival, when the Fever were just trying to piece together enough to steal a win. It was a 31-year-old veteran, not even in the starting lineup, who turned into the heartbeat of the game. Sims' impact stretched beyond the stat sheet. Every possession carried weight. Every play carried fire. And the moment was even sweeter because of who stood on the other side. The Sparks weren't just another opponent. They were her former team. That history added fuel to her performance, and you could see it in every drive, every shot, every burst of energy she brought.
Sims left open for three. She got it. Offensive rebound. Sims the runner. Here's Howard. Shovels. Sims right at the doorstep, and she gets it off the window. 3-on-3 the other way. Sims the take and finishes the lefty layup.
At this stage, few expect a backup guard to carry an offense. Odyssey Sims isn't the name circled on a scouting report the way Aaliyah Boston or Caitlin Clark is. But when your top scorer, Kelsey Mitchell, struggles to find rhythm, just 5 makes on 14 shots, that's when most teams start to crack. Instead, Sims became the solution. She entered steady, confident, and decisive, seizing every possession like it might be her last. It felt as if she had been preparing her whole career for this exact moment.
Down by Plum. Plum 1-on-2, ripped away there by Sims. Great play by Odyssey Sims. Played the ball. 3-on-3 the other way. Sims the take and finishes the lefty layup.
The box score shows part of the story, 21 points, but the real impact was in the timing. Every bucket came when Indiana needed it most. Sims stayed calm under pressure, pushing the pace when the Fever needed a spark, then slowing it down when Ella tried to swing momentum. And in the closing minutes, the ball kept finding her hands. Drives through traffic, smooth mid-range pull-ups, creating off the dribble. She wasn't a secondary option anymore. She became the go-to release valve when everything was on the line.
The lead back up to 3. Sims left open for 3. She got it. Odyssey Sims with the triple to tie this one up at 74 apiece. Got the offensive rebound. Out to Mitchell. Here's Hull curling. Hull down the lane. The kick out Sims. Sims in the paint. The runner good. They put Turner on the inbound. Alaman inbounds it to Hamby, and so now that'll be that. So the Indiana Fever come in.
The defining moment came with just 13.6 seconds remaining. Indiana's season hanging in the balance, the ball in Sims' hands. She rose for the quick floater she's perfected over years of work. Wish. That was the shot. The one that gave the Fever the lead for good and hushed the Staples Center crowd. As she jogged back on defense, arms steady and expression calm, it felt like a weight had lifted off Indiana's shoulders, almost as if she knew this moment was always hers.
Yeah, honestly, 5 straight points for you to help take the lead. I think just 1-1, that line.
I mean, I didn't shoot the ball well from the 3. I was over before I made that shot, but I mean, I didn't lose confidence. I think my teammates did a great job, along with the coaches, just constantly talking to me. They weren't worried about my missed shots. It just came down to continue to play. They believe in me so much, so that helped me. And when I shot it, I was open. It was one of those do or die. It went in, and I was excited about that. Like I said, I was open from the 3, but we got the W. So
When the microphones came out afterward, Sims summed it up simply. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. That line captured Indiana's entire night. No excuses, no panic, just readiness for whatever came. Thanks to Odyssey Sims, the Fever didn't just leave with a win. They left with proof that resilience isn't a slogan. It's who they are.
just going off just like the last 2 years, just up and down, in the league, out the league, hardship, contract being cut, all of that stuff. Really doesn't matter. I think I'm human definition of you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. I think every opportunity that's been given to me, I've taken full advantage of it. These opportunities that you can't let slip away. You never know what tomorrow brings. You never know. You be on a team one day, it's gone the next day. So just being able to come in and just stay ready, have my energy flow to my teammates, and just be positive. Like I said, I'm with it.
And as brilliant as Sims was, she wasn't alone. Beside her stood the anchor of Indiana's identity, Aaliyah Boston, dominating the floor and delivering a statement performance that still has Fever fans buzzing.
Sparks started the game on a 7-0 run. Here's Mitchell. Right back to Boston. And unable to get that one, but follows her home. Cameron Brink and Ray Burrell going to be checking in next time there's a stoppage for LA. Here's Turner in traffic, and she gets it up off the window. Beautiful pass from Boston. 7 on the shot clock. Mitchell turning the corner. Jump stop in the lane, loses the ball. Brink throws it right to Boston. Easy layup.
All night long, Aaliyah Boston's play built toward one lingering question. What exactly did she mean when she hinted at her message after the buzzer? If you watched closely, she was already answering. Boston didn't just fill up the stat sheet. She left her fingerprints on every part of the game. She powered the offense with 22 points, muscled down 11 rebounds against the Sparks' front court, and kept the ball moving with 4 assists. Then came the defensive gem. 6 steals, the most of her career. Performances like that rarely come from one player in a single night, but Boston carried both ends of the floor with absolute command.
Julie Alaman, 5 points here tonight. They go high-low, and Boston the beneficiary. That's the 18th point off of a Sparks turnover. Hamby the crossover. Hamby rejected there by Boston. Here's Mitchell, always dangerous with the ball in her hands. Finds Boston's free throw line. Boston against Hamby, jump hook, gets the soft bounce.
The defining moment came in a blink. Just 1.9 seconds left. Los Angeles clinging to hope for one last shot. But Boston read it instantly, reached in, and ripped the ball clean. No chaos, no scramble. Just a superstar closing the door with authority and sealing the Fever's biggest statement win.
He hands it off to Jackson. Jackson uses the screen, lost the handle, bounce pass to Plum. Plum loses it, regains it, throws it up for grabs. Grabbed by Boston out of the sky, and we're going to have a foul here. No, a timeout taken by...
Right after the play, the cameras found her. Reporters pressed about the team's fight. And that's when her message began to spread. Everyone wanted clarity. What exactly did that quote mean?
I'm really proud of you guys. That was an ugly, hard-fought win. Hard-fought win. So listen, you know that we can play our best basketball, and in those moments where we didn't shoot a stop, or we didn't fuck it. You don't teach. Yeah. And you're good. And you're good. So, we're going to execution. So that's what it is. Come on, win. Right here. I'm proud of you guys. Great job. Yeah.
That's why this win carries a weight that goes far beyond the box score. Because now, with every sign pointing to her return inching closer, this season suddenly feels like it's only beginning. Beating the Sparks wasn't just about survival. It was about building momentum for something bigger on the horizon. This wasn't just a victory for Indiana. It was proof that the Fever can battle, adapt, and thrive even without their brightest star on the floor. Every possession showed toughness. Every hustle play reminded fans that this group won't fold when the stakes are highest. And with Caitlin Clark moving closer to a full return, Indiana looks less like a team barely hanging on and more like one learning how to finish games under fire. That kind of growth. It's priceless. For Fever fans, hope is alive and only shining brighter for 2025. A team that can win like this, with grit, resilience, and unity, has only scratched the surface of what's possible. If you're fired up for this squad drop big Fever win in the comments, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment.